If you have ever thought of developing your own villa in Dubai, and then this is your step-by-step roadmap. In the next few minutes, I'll break down the entire process from buying your plot to completing construction so that you can understand exactly how boutique developers they operate and how to do it safely, profitably, and confidently. So before I give you this information, you must know where it is coming from. I have 13 years of experience in construction and real estate. I'm an engineer by profession and I have been doing it in Dubai for over a decade now. And I have seen these things happening from the acquiring the plot all the way to the completion certificate and handing over the keys. Most investors, they think development is complicated, but it is really a sequence of things. And once you know the order, or we also call it, once you know the syntax and who is to appoint at each stage, you remove 90% of the stress and guesswork. The first ever step is buy the right plot. Start with location and zoning. Don't just check the price, check FAR, floor to area ratio, how much you can build, what are the community restrictions in terms of setbacks, height limits, what is the access to services like utilities, roads, what's going to be the service charge, is the plot time sensitive, mean you have to build the plot in a certain period of time or it is an open timeline, etc., etc. A small premium for a better plot, it can translate into millions more in resale value. Your consultant is technical heart of your project. Always choose a grade A registered firm that's approved by the master developer and the regulator. They will handle concept drawing, structural drawing, architectural drawing, MEP drawings, authority submissions, and a good consultant, they also help you to maximize the built up area and the design functionality of that project. Once the concept is ready, it is submitted to the relevant authority, Dubai Municipality, Dubai Development Authority. It could be gone to the developer for their approval, which is Nakheel, Emaar, or the regulator like Tarakhis. The process is concept, NOC, structure, building permit. All digital, all trackable. And once everything is approved, you actually appoint the contractor and then you get the building permit. A building permit is an official thing from which the project starts. And with a capable consultant, this can take you between 2 to 3 months. Again, the consultant is the most important link in this whole chain. Now you have got the approval drawings. The next step is you tender the project. Invite 3 or 4 reputable contractors to bid and compare not just by price, this is important, but timeline, payment terms, and project portfolio. Payments, they'll always be milestone linked, not monthly. Once the contractor is appointed, you are all connected, if we say Dubai Municipality, into building control system like a triangle, where there is consultant, contractor, and the owner, and in the middle is the regulator. So regulator like Dubai Municipality or DDA, they control and supervises the whole process, but with these 3 parties. There is a key person in this. So rather the owner, he does the work himself, because sometimes the owners, they don't have the technical know-how. You must appoint a client representative or a PMC. So if you see all these mega projects, master communities, there is always a project management consultant. Even there is a cost consultant, depends upon the scale of the project. But a PMC is the person who is essentially technically qualified enough to represent the client in front of the contractor and the consultant to make sure the quantities, the specifications, and the timelines are met as per the agreed drawings and the contract. So a PMC or a project management consultant, they supervise construction, verify invoices, and make sure that every stage matches drawing and quality specifications. They are your insurance policy during construction. After the final inspection, the authorities, they issue the building completion certificate, or it's also known as BCC. Your consultant and contractor, they handle this stage, then register the property in Dubai Land Department to connect utilities. To get DIVA connection, to get Dubai Civil Defense, and also to get Etisalat, you have to have a building completion certificate. And at this point, your villa officially becomes a sellable asset. Now at this point, building completion certificate and receiving the key, these are 2 different things. A lot of people, they confuse these 2. A BCC does not mean the villa is ready for me to occupy if I want to live myself, or it is ready for the buyer to occupy. because then the next stage comes in, which is commissioning and snagging. This is the most important part, as important as choosing the plot or appointing the consultant or contractor. When a villa is completed, normally the contractors, they have their own snagging team, but what I prefer in the projects that I do, I pay from my pocket and I hire a third-party snagging company. Whether I'm taking a handover from a developer or I'm completing a villa with a third-party contractor, that snagging team, they do the snagging of the whole property on my behalf, and they prepare a report that could be as thick as this book. And in that report, they point out all the snags with the sensitivity of a snag. What I mean by that, a snag is ignorable, a snag is have a yellow flag, or a snag is a red flag. They have thermal scanners to scan the wall to see there is any leakage behind. They do the pressure testing, they commission they look at all the equipment and make sure that the villa or the product has equal to 0 snags. So they submit the report to the contractor de-snag the property and then invite the inspection team again. They go through the product, they go through the villa or the apartment, and they have the snagging report in one hand and the property. They look at the snag, look at the site, oh, that snag is covered. Step 2. And once they sign off that snagging report, that's the time for you to then take the handover of the villa. Now, this is an additional step. So it's like the strategy thing where if you are planning to sell the property or you're going to lease the property. So sometimes people, they sell the product immediately for capital gain, or they lease long-term for cash flow and the golden visa eligibility. Again, it depends from property to property and strategy from person to person. Either ways, this is the point where your profit materializes. Often, if you're planning to sell it, it can go from 30 to 45% ROI in 18 to 24 months when done right. And when I say 30 to 40 or 45%, it depends upon what scale you're doing the project. What's the ticket size of the villa upon completion? So that is your full roadmap, a 7-step from land to liquidity. When you break it down this way, development, it stops being intimidating and overwhelming and it starts looking logical. Every successful developer in Dubai, from villa builders to boutique developers, they follow the same sequence. You just need the right team, the right structure, and the right knowledge partner to advise you. If you want a detailed cost sheet, construction timeline, soft cost, and ROI calculator, reach out to me and I will send you the same breakdown. And if you want to develop your own project, I will be more than happy to guide you and help you. As I said earlier, I have 13 years of experience doing the very same thing in the very same city.